good chance, a very good chance that I will wander aimlessly not aimlessly, but Proverbs 27, Mishlei 27 has me all over the map, partly because today is at sundown we'll begin Passover. This is the holy season. This is the time where the Israelites, the Hebrew nation, was freed from bondage, Misraim, bondage, death, darkness, destruction. Egypt means bondage. The Passover story, placing the blood over the doorpost and waiting for the angel of death to pass over, this is our story. The story is told over and over again. We are told to remember this story, and it is repeated in the Hebrew and the Jewish nation constantly, and has been for generations. We don't, non-Jewish people, or don't repeat this story because we don't pay attention to the fact that our God, Yeshua, Jesus, was a Torah observant Jew, but we should. And this is his time, and he, from the very beginning, was reminding us, God, Yeshua, God himself, was reminding us, my blood, I will be the sacrifice for you. I will save you because I love you, because you have faith that I will. So Mishlei 27 starts, do not boast about tomorrow, for you do not know what a day may bring. Do not speak as if you have a clue what tomorrow holds. And tomorrow means, it's yom, it's the word yom, and it's really a period of time. So it actually could be today, yesterday, tomorrow. It could be a year, it could be a lifetime. It's a period of time. So do not act as if, do not act with such confidence, that boasting, that praising, shining the light on what you know, what you believe, in your foolish boastfulness. Again, we just left tons of Proverbs and Mishlei about foolishness. Do not boast about any time frame in the future, because you do not know, you do not have intimate knowledge, yada, intimate knowledge of what a day, of what this time period may bring, what it may bear. I think the word bring is also interesting, because the word for bring, what it may bring, it just sounds like what it may bring. Okay, what's going to happen? Actually, it's in the Lord's language. It's yalad, what it may bear, what it may beget, what it may birth. It's this idea that there's birth and new life, and you have no idea what new life is going to occur in the future. So it's both kind of and the thing is, if you look at this first Mishlei 27:1, it's about you have no clue what the future, tomorrow, a time period, what's going to be birthed. You have no idea. Hence, it ends, Mishlei 23-27. Know well the condition of your flocks, and give attention to your herds, for riches do not last forever. And does a crown endure to all generations? When the grass is gone and new growth appears, and the vegetation of the mountains is gathered, the lambs will provide your clothing, and the goats the price of a field. There will be enough goat's milk for your food, for the food of your household and the maintenance of your girls. It's kind of some weird languaging there, right? Sounds, it's herds and flocks and goat's milk. But that whole statement, all of it is around, when you really look at what he's saying, again, if you look at it from the beginning and you look at the end, and you know what the Lord is trying to get across, he's trying to get across. Look, folks, no matter how much you believe you have a clue of what's going to happen in the future, no matter how much you put in legal documents, I wills and testamentary trusts, no matter how many insurance policies you have in place, what's going to happen in the future, that's someone else's to worry about. Here's the deal, though, because the Lord is gracious and kind. Your generations, the generations that your crown and generations beyond, I'll take care of them. They're going to have food. Their house is going to be fine. I'm going to take care of them. Don't you act like you know. Hence, go back to Mishlei 27:1. Do not boast. Do not puff yourself up and act as if you can sing your praises for what tomorrow is going to bring, because you do not know what's going to be birthed in the future. Therefore, it says, it sounds like a different statement, but it's kind of getting into what he's driving at. Mishlei 27:2, let another praise you. Again, halal. He uses the word do not boast about tomorrow. Do not praise and speak of your excellence. Let another praise you, and not your own mouth, a stranger and not your own lips. Do not feel the need to express your excellence, because your excellence, you don't know. You don't know what tomorrow is going to be birthed. And if you're so afraid that your future generations are not going to be taken care of, the Lord finishes with, come on, I'm going to take care of them. I got it covered. You focus on what's in the here and now. And so he starts jumping into, and again, the next line, Mishlei 3 says, a stone is heavy and the sand is weighty, but a fool's provocation is heavier than both. So immediately goes back into, man, if you don't pick up on this chokmah, this wisdom, these skills for living, these skills for the war, the spiritual battle that occurs, man, there's other words referencing the hardening of Pharaoh's heart, the hardness of the heart, the hardness of the soil. The Lord talks about the 4 soils in Luke. There's the hard soil where no truth can penetrate. So again, the fool, remember, hates truth. And so there's a hardness there. And so a stone is heavy and sand is heavy, but a fool's provocation is heavier than both. And he starts going on, then he starts talking about wrath is cruel, anger is overwhelming, but who can stand before jealousy? So now we're starting to get into, again, that which is blocking us from understanding these truths. Better is open rebuke than hidden love. Faithful are the words of a friend, profuse are the kisses of an enemy. The reason I wanted to bring those up right now is because, again, he's trying to frame for us. He opens and he closes this Mishlei with, I got the future. You don't worry about it. You focus on what's happening in the here and now. And therefore, don't be a fool. Don't be hardened to wisdom and truths and insights that I'm delivering to you, such that if a friend and wise counsel speaks to you, better is that, the open rebuke than hidden love. Better is to hear the wise counsel and chokmah, because it is faithfulness. He goes on to say at one point in time, one of the more, this Mishlei 27, Proverbs 27:17, one of the more famous ones. People have it written on their shirts. It's on plaques in people's homes. Iron sharpens iron, and one man sharpens another. You look at those words again. This is one of those situations where the English really doesn't do it any justice. It's still great in English. I love it, but it really expresses the power of what does this mean, though? Who is this one man to sharpen another man? Barzel yechad, enosh echad, panim rea. Barzel echad, enosh yechad, panim rea. All those words are saying barzel, iron, iron. Iron to iron, yechad, unity, togetherness, to be united. Yechad, enosh yechad. Enosh is human, mankind, an individual, men, people. Yechad, enosh yechad. The unity of humans, the togetherness occurs from a friend is panim, face. A friend, a companion, and intimate. They are panim, they are in your presence. So iron sharpens iron indeed, right? Iron to iron is the unity of a man in unity, face to face with his intimate companion, Threa. So iron sharpens iron and one man sharpens another. Bottom line, this is a story of we do not know what is possible in the future. do not be so quick to turn away from that friend, that intimate companion who is trying to love you in the Lord. And now this goes into why I thought I might ramble a little bit, but it's because when you look at, and I know I'm correct because I feel tears coming on, because I want to talk about forgiveness. Matthew West has a song called Forgiveness. Look it up. It's the hardest thing to give away and the last thing on your mind today. It always goes to those who don't deserve. It's the opposite of how you feel when the pain they caused is just too real. Takes everything you have to say the word forgiveness. It flies in the face of all your pride. It moves away the mad inside. It's always anger's own worst enemy. Even when the judge and jury say you've got a right to hold a grudge, it's the whisper in your ear saying, set it free. Forgiveness. Show me how to love the unlovable. Show me how to reach the unreachable. Help me now to do the impossible. Forgiveness. It'll clear the bitterness away. It can even set a prisoner free. There is no end to what its power can do. So let it go and be amazed by what you see through the eyes of grace. The prisoner that it really frees is you. The prisoner that it really frees is you. Forgiveness. Show me how to love the unlovable. Show me how to reach the unreachable. Show me how to do the impossible. I want to finally set it free. Show me how to see what your mercy sees. Help me now to give what you gave me. Forgiveness. Folks, it's Passover. Chag Pesach Sameach. Chag Pesach Sameach. This is the story of forgiveness. This is the story of being passed over and not having to pay the penalty of all the ways that we are not forgivable. But it starts with us. We need to execute that. We need to give that to others. We need to recognize that you don't know what tomorrow brings. You have no idea. So to live your life angry, upset, a victim of that which systems of the past, peoples of the past have done to you or people like you. Even when you see those behaviors today, even when you believe that there's value, even when you're told you can hold a grudge, forgive. It's possible to do that which seems impossible. If you know Yeshua HaMashiach, if you say that you are in Christ, and yet you hold a grudge for somebody else, if you do not forgive, folks, come to the altar. You can forgive. That person who molested you, that family member who raped you, that person of another ethnicity who told you that you were ugly because of the look of your ethnicity, that institution that had laws and rules and regulations that held you down, and our country allowed it, and our systems allowed it, and there are still people who want it that way. Forgive them. If you say you're in Christ and you cannot do that, folks, you're not in Christ. You're not. You live in the world. You live in this temporal time and place that tells you to live in Mitzrayim, to live back in bondage. You have decided to live in bondage. You know, the Israelites that were freed from Mitzrayim, from bondage, that first generation, they did not see the promised land. They complained and they bitched and they moaned and they complained incessantly that it was better in bondage. They wanted to go back because they believed it was better. Folks, when you live in the memory of the lack of forgiveness for those who did harm you, who legitimately harmed you, when you cannot forgive those people in the past, you are the prisoner, not them. So this was a lot more like my personal excellence drill sergeant self, me yelling at you. And I'm not yelling at you. You know this because I'm mad at you. Who cares how I feel about you? I'm nobody. I'm yelling at the hopes that you get it, that you want to be free. I do these crazy little videos because I'd love for you to be free from the pain, from the hurt. And if it has been a brother or sister who has shown you these truths, and therefore you believe that it's these truths that are hurting you, this brother or sister, I hope that you are able to go back to them and say, you know what? You're trying to set me free. Took me a long time to forgive all those little Christians who didn't say it the way I wanted them to, who weren't kind and sweet and gentle the way I expected them to be. I saw their statements as judgment, as bondage themselves, but their statements were statements of Kasandra. I want you free. And yes, some of them were wrong. Some of them were wrong. Do not reject the gift just because you do not like the way it's packaged. So folks, Chag Pesach Samayach. You are a blessing to watch. I thank you for those of you who've reached out and written to me, called me, talked to me, who let me know that these crazy little live videos that I do not script, that they help you. Shalom.